Alright, so we will see how good this looks filming it the third time today. Hey everybody, it's your boy, the Gamer with Gains, coming back at you with a return video-ish. Kind of a, just kind of gonna talk about things, gonna ramble a little bit, gonna kind of just talk about what I want to talk about, like what I plan on doing when I come back, making this return, different things like that. It's gonna be kind of a long rambling video, so with that being said, feel free to put it on in the background and just listen. There is going to be a little editing, but not much visual stuff, just me talking about things. I've got a Word document pulled up here in a notepad of different things I want to talk about. I'm going to elaborate on that, and this could easily be a 30 or 40 minute video. Hopefully not just super outrageously, abnormally long, but long enough that I get my point across and I'll feel pretty content with it, and then something you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Just sharing myself with you guys is obvious, and well, I guess here we go. So like I said, minimal editing. I am gonna play around, put some title screens up in case you are watching it or putting it on a separate screen. I don't know how your computer stuff works. I got 2 screens. You may have 1, you may have 3, you may have 5, who knows? Alright, so I think the first thing I want to talk about is I took my hiatus. One of the many reasons, is because I was frustrated with my lack of channel growth. I've already made a video of it like that. I complained about it. It was around Thanksgiving of last year, and I'm going to try to put that as a card, so it may come up in the corner, maybe a link in the description. I'll figure something out. You just might have to look a little bit, and I'll appreciate you taking that effort and the couple seconds to do that. But, so, yeah, I was pretty frustrated with my lack of channel growth, because, I mean, you know, I've gotten to the point where I don't put as much effort into videos as I have years and years back, but it's like I'll take 15 to 20 minutes to film something, and then I'll usually take that long, if not twice as long, to edit it. So, you know, on average, it takes me an hour or 2 to create a video. I put an hour or 2's worth of effort into it, and, you know, I'll get, you know, maybe 10 views at the absolute most, but most time it's like 1 to 4, 1 to 6, which, you know, I hesitate to complain, but I think, you know, a lot of people would get frustrated with that, especially when they've been doing it for 4 years now, you know, for 4 years. So, you know, like I said, it's very understandable. I always try to stay humble. I don't want to complain too much, but I feel like, you know, just as being a human, I've got a Facebook message, just as being human, that, you know, it's just, I can complain a little bit. I mean, everybody can complain, no matter where they're at, I guess. Some not as much as others, but whatever. So that's why I originally took the hiatus, because I was just stressed out and didn't know what I wanted to do. I think I even mentioned in that long video towards the end that, you know, it may not be like quitting forever, but I just need a break. So that's the main reason I stopped making videos for, you know, a couple months, and only uploaded, you know, on occasion, once a week or so. But another reason is because, as you notice, it's just a blue wall back here. I've had that before, obviously, since I moved out, but there's no green screen anymore because it broke. I broke it. Only thing I can think of is it stayed back here for so long, which, again, doesn't make much sense now to think of it, because I had just recently moved out and had to pack it in its packaging. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get it to bend the right way, the way it needed to go back in its packaging, and it ended up breaking. Like, the metal end of it, like, bent wrong, and then it eventually broke, and I couldn't do anything with it. I looked up on Amazon. Those kind of green screens are still $60, and since I'm paying my own bills now and have to rely on myself instead of just living at home with my parents, I'm not inclined to buy another one. That, and if I could get enough lamps and decent lighting, this could make a perfectly good green screen. You know, I obviously can't wear blue or the other hooded long sleeve shirt like I normally do, but I can make it work easy. So that's kind of the idea there. I've also noticed, not so much now in the video, but like I'm usually pretty red in the skin, so it would contrast with this decently to where I could use it as a green screen. I think I'm going to try to use it as a green screen some, especially if I can get more lighting, cheap lighting. And but if not, I'll just do the whole square in the corner thing. It's not an issue. I mean, a lot of YouTubers do it. It's just whatever I decide I want to do, because I do like using the green screen. I think it's cool. I think it's visually easier on the eye and visually easier to view whenever it's just me instead of having a outline square. But that's just me, you know, it's whatever. Another reason why I kind of took my hiatus around Thanksgiving, Christmas is honestly during that time I was just going through a lot. There was kind of a relationship problem there and breakup. Money was stressing me out a lot whenever I moved out because there was a lot of costs I didn't think about that kind of just were the unexpected surprise costs I had to worry about. And you know, I think it's normal that anybody who just moves out their first few months of being on their own, they're going to lose money. And I'm one of those that I'm a tightwad. I don't like to spend money, and when I do, sometimes it stresses me out. I mean, I understand, you know, you got to spend money to function, but you know, I'm at this point. This will be my 6th month of being on my own, and I'm just now finally getting ahead on bills, like to where I don't have to dip into my savings, which is awesome. So, you know, I'm a little bit more comfortable to start making more videos and stuff, so there's that. Another reason that I kind of took this hiatus is because, well, obviously with the views I get and the CPM and everything, I'm not going to make hardly any money. I made a big deal about it in the other video. In the past 4 years, I made like $4 off of YouTubing and stuff, and spent like $4 grand on equipment and everything else because I enjoyed it, and just because I needed, I thought I needed equipment, or that's what I wanted to do with games, a new computer, stuff like that. That being said, my personal training business, and I don't know if I had mentioned it before, but I've also become a nutritionist too for almost a year now. But that business has really taken off. I've been building up a really strong clientele. Not only do I have a lot of clients, but I've got 4 or 5 of them, a good handful of them that have been with me for over a year now. Some of them, reaching 2 years, and I think a couple even 3 years. Ever since I started becoming a personal trainer. That's that's just unheard of to a lot of personal trainers, and I'm so blessed for that. So that the personal training business, where I do actually make my money and pay bills, has taken off, and understandably, that's obviously going to take priority. So even though I want to come back and make videos for fun, like the upload schedule is not going to be near what it was. It used to be every day where I tried to make it to 2 a day. I'm thinking 3 days a week just to get started, and I really don't know if I would do more than 3 or 4 videos a week, simply because I think that would be probably the most I keep up consistently, because I wouldn't want to make 3 or 4 videos and then go 2 or 3 weeks without videos and then make 3 or 4 more. I'd want it to stay consistent. So whatever built up I did have in a fan base and making a little bit of money off of it, an audience, so that I wouldn't keep you guys hanging, and at the same time I would have a little bit of whatever steady income from this. Another reason I decided to take this hiatus is because this computer that I use for gaming and everything else, like I've got different PDF files and Word document files of workout plans and diet plans for people, as well as videos and games, and it's pretty much my everything computer. My desktop, it actually crapped out on me and broke. Fried the motherboard. I guess my motherboard just crapped out on me. I'm not a computer person, I'm a video person, so I'm not exactly sure how all this works. But my computer just like I said, my motherboard just fried one day, and it wouldn't turn on, and I wasn't sure what was wrong, and I talked to some friends that knew more about computers than I did, and we tried to work on it, and it just got to the point that everybody got busy and nobody wanted to help me with it, so it just kind of sat here for a while, and I finally got tired of it and went to local computer shop and got everything repaired, and actually paid money and got everything finally fixed, because at first we thought, oh, the motherboard's fried. Then we got a motherboard ordered, and it turned out to be the wrong one, but we were going to make do with what we had, even though it was a crappy one that wasn't the right one we wanted. But then, I run everything off of 2 hard drives, and the smaller one is where I keep my games and stuff like that and software. But then the bigger one is where I hold all of my videos and different things like that, and backup files as well. And it was just one of those deals where that one wasn't connecting for whatever reason, so we didn't know what it was. Finally took it to a computer shop because, like I said, nobody was willing to help me. Paid a little bit of money and got everything fixed good as new, and everything's been working. Internet's fading in and out because I guess net neutrality or whatever. I'm not exactly sure with all that either, but 90% of the time stuff works just like I need it to. this computer is getting older, I've noticed, with lag and different things like that, but I think for the most part it's going to do what I need it to do. And obviously these videos aren't going to just be top-notch quality, like I know a lot of people are starting to upload videos in 4K and different things like that. Well, with my internet and my computer, 720p, I think that's going to be perfect. Because, I mean, a lot of, my internet just now that I'm on my own is just now good enough for 720p. Whereas I know a lot of people locally, that's going to be bare minimum. Whereas some people more internationally may have better. But, I think that's good enough right now for what it is in this point in time. So that's kind of the idea there. So the computer did break, and it didn't get fixed for 3 months. So that, upon all the other things I mentioned before, was nothing but a mountain of frustration, is why I decided to quit YouTubing for a while. So that computer it took almost 3 months, because it was December the 10th of 2017 that it crapped out on me. Pretty sure it was February the 25th or 26th of 2018 that I finally got the computer back. And speaking of which, now it's trying to tell me I don't have an internet connection. I guess one last thing I want to talk about that kind of made me hesitate to come back, and then I'll talk about another thing that did motivate me to come back and start making videos again, was, and I hesitate to say this because I don't want to give it any coverage, but, I'm not like a popular platform or a popular YouTuber, so it's not like it's that big a deal. But, around New Year's, the whole Logan Paul incident with the suicide forest, it kind of discouraged me, because it's like, I put effort into making videos, and just because of my own personal preference, like everybody's free to have their own preference, but it's like I try not to swear, and I try to create good family friendly content. I've always been friendly with advertisers. Like the ad apocalypse didn't affect me, but it's like when some idiot can run around and do something that's not exactly most people with common sense would realize that this is wrong, but but he does it anyways, and gets millions of views and doesn't really suffer from anything for it. It just kind of discourages you. And another thing that discouraged me was that new policy they had where you can't monetize videos unless you have like 1,000 subscribers minimum, and I think they said 400 hours of watch time, not 400 hours worth of content, but 400 hours worth of people watching your videos, and I didn't have anywhere near either. And I thought, I guess that kind of segues into the next thing. I thought, I wasn't going to get any money, definitely not now, but I noticed in my email that I was still getting, a nickel a month. So I was like, okay, so the person I'm partnered with, or the creators, I think they're Broadband TV or something. I'm not exactly sure, because in the emails they seem to change their name a lot. It's something with Social Blade, but they still been handing me money, and so even though I don't exactly upload like I need to. That being said, if you see this video, the people that are partnering with me, whatever your names are, I'm gonna start making more content. So please, if there's any way you can keep handing me a nickel a month, that's fine. But I guess as dumb as that is, that's been a little bit of motivation. That being said, my internet's back up. Steam's fine now. It's not freaking out. But it's like, just having a nickel was at least made me feel good, because it's like I was getting something out of it. So that's kind of helping me get back into it, I guess, as bad as that is. Alright, so looking through this, like I said, I've thought long and hard about this, and I thought, just a few videos a week. Nothing crazy, but I definitely want to do it again, because I like watching all these YouTubers. I watch PewDiePie, TFS Gaming, the guys that make the Dragon Ball Z abridged stuff, and I like the inspiration, and I like sharing it, so I thought, I'll just pick it up again, because I know I've got a not necessarily a busy life, but I end up going off and doing a bunch of crazy, stupid stuff, like my 2-week hiatus, and the video I posted last time where I had to take care of stuff for 2 weeks. I went kickboxing, just crazy stuff like that. I've done a bodybuilding show, and now I've done kickboxing, so, just different things like that, but I definitely want to do this too. With the nutritionist thing, I have done online coaching before. Nothing crazy. I just happened to talk to a friend that she wanted to train with me because she just wasn't in town. So I tried to do online stuff, and there was a little bit of success in that. So I'm going to work on that, along with some other gym projects. That'll help me kind of make money and help establish myself being on my own and be... I'm not trying to be rich. I just want that financial stability, so I don't have to worry about, like, oh, no, rent's coming up. It's just like, if I had what I wanted, and I don't want to sound too crazy, I think this is definitely doable for me, especially with what I've achieved so far in training. But it's like, I want to be able to, just kind of decide like, hey, I'm going to pay my rent for the next 6 months and then I don't have to worry about it. Not even 6 months, 3 months, instead of just every month, just have that stability, or if something happens, like all these financial wizards say, you need to have like a few months of your income put away just in case something happens. That's all I'm trying to achieve. Maybe a little bit more than that, because I'm not going to be the type of guy that goes out and buys a fancy car or has really nice things or get flexing on people. I just want to be one of those that's like, I can pay my bills. The one thing I would spend a lot of money on is just a really nice computer so I could process stuff and fit work more efficiently with like less lag and less slow stuff as it ages. But of course that's part of it because I abuse the computer. But that's kind of the idea there. Another thing that I wrote down is with doing kickboxing as well, but with the personal training, I've gotten to the point I spend 40 to 60 hours a week at the gym. Unless I'm on vacation, I am there 40 to 60 hours a week. So, I mean, I'm busting my butt in other places, so that's just one of those deals where, I can't spend all this time. I would spend more time YouTubing if I was bringing some income. I do have a goal that I would like to still bring a little bit more income, but I think that's kind of a human nature thing. You want a little bit more if you can squeeze it out of it, kind of deal. Really, I'm doing good on video time because in real time, what I'm seeing right here is it's being filmed for 18.5 minutes. Might be cut down to 15 or somewhere around there, so it's not too much of a rambling video so far. And really, the only 3 other things I'd written down for stuff to talk about is I definitely want to go back to where I was playing, some games older, some games newer, just whatever I want to play, hopefully to entertain people. And I would eventually in the next year or so like to invest in a new computer just so I have something that's not 2 and 3 years old and falling apart, because, video editing, for those of you who don't know, is really hard on a computer, and just kind of abusing it too and just using it however you want. And I've gotten to the point where I'll film and edit all day, and then I'll I'll edit, and then I'll render stuff to where it'll render all night, so it's on like 24/7. I've abused this thing. I'm not trying to say I haven't, so it's done good for me in the past 2, almost 3 years, but it's like, I need something else. That being said, I also need to invest in a new car. For those of you that see my car, it's an old Buick, which is fine. I love the thing to death. And it's done so many great things for me, but it's not going to run forever, unfortunately. And another thing, it's an idea. I'm not saying it's going to happen, and if it does happen, I'm thinking months or even years in the future. Something that might help just to kind of have a crossover is, maybe do some Twitch streaming eventually, because I'm pretty sure my internet's good enough I can do somewhat of a decent live stream. And it may not be like up there HD, but it's going to be, at least I'll be able to get the content up there and I can like film myself. Different ways to maybe earn an income, because that's just kind of the we can all sit here and say, oh, he's all about the money, oh my gosh, but that's a business smart thing to do, is try to devise multiple incomes. But the only couple things I really don't like about Twitch is with live streaming, it's not happened often, but there's been times I've been so mad at a game that I've slammed stuff around and cursed and got up and done that, and it's like, I can't do that on live streams because I can't edit it out, so I'd have to be very cautious, and I wouldn't want to swear too much. Like, I know I can say whatever I want for the most part, but it's like, I choose not to, because I do go to church, and so I don't want to, and I know a lot of kids watch my stuff, and a lot of people that know me personally watch that stuff, and I don't want to give them any, you get it, just keeping up a reputation. You get it if you have common sense, I guess. And only other thing I want to talk about is I do have other video ideas that I'm like way late on. Like, I know a big thing at the New Year's was everybody was doing a review of their 2017. I plan on doing something like that. It may not be much of a video, but at least I'll talk about it. As well as I wanted to do a reaction video. I wanted to, since as of February 1st, 2018, I have been doing YouTube. This account's been alive, and I've been making videos and editing for 4 years now for YouTube. And I wanted to react to some of my original things, back when I used to be Beast and Bros Play with Ethan, and when I first became Gamer with Gains, because early Gamer with Gains stuff, I think I became Gamer with Gains and did solo stuff all by myself, starting with, if I'm remembering right, Spooky's House of Jump Scares in like maybe June or July of 2015. So it's been almost 3 years since I did since I became Gamer with Gains. So, you know, and I've made over 700 videos. Not all of them can be watched yet, but I've made over 700 videos. So just kind of to look back and see what everything looks like, obviously, and do that. That's another idea. Different ideas like that and whatever else I come up with, just may not all be original. Some of it may be original. Just, you know, having a good time putting content out there. That's kind of the idea of what I want to do again. So I think that's everything I want to talk about. That being said, you know, thanks for watching. Hopefully, you know, I've retained most of my subs when you start seeing these videos again. Hopefully everybody will watch them. You know, I don't want to go too much into it, but obviously, like, subscribe, like. People are saying nowadays, bell me, whatever you want to do. Check out the Patreon as well. Just different things like that. I would like some patrons. That'd make me feel good if somebody would hand me $1 a month. Just not much, but, you know, something just to put it into my PayPal or my Patreon account or however that works. I'll learn how it works eventually, but it's like, you know, just having a little bit extra here and there would definitely motivate me to get more. But anyways, that being said, not get more, but work more. You know what I'm trying to say is work harder. But anyways, all that being said, I'll see you in the next video, I guess.